The traditional industries in Newcastle and Gateshead are coal mining, steel and shipbuilding. 15 to 20 years ago, the plan was, as those traditional industries disappeared, to regenerate the region through culture and the creative industries. We are keen for Newcastle and Gateshead to be seen on a par with New York, Barcelona and London, cultural hubs where creativity is absolutely at their heart and centre. The key thing about the emergence of the creative industries taking over from traditional industries is that it's changing the workforce and the opportunity for people to train in new and emerging industries.
We're probably one of the main employers in the region. There's a number of families and generations that have worked within the industry. We are living proof that you can start small but build a global business with global skill sets and global people. And I think the heart of our success has been innovation. Around about 25% of our sales each year come from innovation and new product development. All of that is instigated from the Newcastle site here.
I think closer to nature, the bottle and teat that we launched 3 years ago has been the revolution within the feed and accessories market. It was a very simple, intuitive design that we worked on and researched with consumers, and that's really kick-started the success that Tommee Tippee has had globally.
We are in 45 markets and we employ people all around the world, Asia, Europe, America and the UK. Then as we grow, and the benefits of us growing means that our suppliers, be they local or global, provides great opportunities for them as well.
I think that local people relate incredibly positively to the Centre for Life. They feel a sense of regional pride, and the fact that the Centre for Life is situated right smack bang in the middle of the city centre really makes it quite special. It's really, really exciting, I think, that we're sending out a statement that science is part of everyday life.
Back in the early 90s, I was invited to give a lecture by the American College of Cardiology, and I went to visit Houston, which has a very well-respected genetics institute. And I thought, well, if they can build a world-class research institute in Houston, why can't we do the same? We've attracted a truly international community of scientists, and we've got people from more than 20 countries working here. At one end of our work, it's about seeing thousands of people, about 14,000 people a year seen by our clinical team, to discuss problems in their families. At the other end of the scale, we have basic scientists investigating the most fundamental elements of how human beings are put together and how the genes that we inherit from our parents control our physical traits and our predisposition to disease. This unique cluster of scientists in this city centre environment makes it a very attractive place to do this sort of research.
FutureSafe is a completely novel system for clinical IVF. So unlike traditional IVF, the embryos will never have been exposed to the external environment. We designed it in Newcastle. We're the only ones in the world to be using it at the present time. Everyone previously had said it can't be done, but we've got a very clever group of embryologists here in Newcastle who said, well, there's no reason why it can't be done, and we're pleased to say that it's improved the success rate for IVF overall by about 30%.
Britain is very good at the life sciences. We were where many of the great discoveries were made. It's always been said we don't make the best use of those discoveries. But I think we've got an opportunity now, and in a sense almost a necessity, to make the best of the life sciences. And indeed, if we look at our place in the world now that we're not a superpower, that's probably one of our best suits. And to actually constantly have an eye on how that can be turned into an economic opportunity for the country.
We started as agricultural engineers in Newcastle University Agricultural Engineering Department. Out of that little department has come 6 active companies with probably £200 million annual turnover between them, probably about 700 employees between them. 2 things happened which really turned us into what we are now. North Sea oil activities got going, a lot of money flowed in, people wanted to do things underwater, which previously we'd done on land. And the other big technological change which brought about what we do now is the advent of fibre optic telephone technology. The key technology we've developed really is trenching technology. That came from agriculture, and the reality of what we've done is that North East England is the centre for seabed trenching technology anywhere in the world. If you have a routine ship to build, everyone would go to the Far East because it is cheaper. If you have things which require a lot of specialist input quickly, that works first time, then Europe is still very strong. So it's the cutting edge technology, it's the new sophisticated technology. We have to keep moving ahead more quickly than others. We have to be aggressively opportunistic. And if we can keep ahead of the market, that's our niche. Our niche is in being clever, being well trained, energetic and entrepreneurial.
Siemens was a good fit for us because they're a forward-looking company. The work that we are doing with Siemens is broadening the science that the students are learning here, and they're able to see how the science is applied in the workplace and how they can use the skills of their development and apply those in real-life situations.
With Newcastle becoming the science city it is and moving towards a more science-orientated vision, it's very exciting to think we'll be working in the future with many different projects from all over the world in introducing new technologies.
The global perspective runs through all of the programs the Newcastle Business School delivers. If somebody leaves here without an awareness of international business and globalisation, in effect we have failed in what we're trying to do.
Globalisation is definitely all-pervasive in what's going on at the moment. For example, I'm looking at placement opportunities next year, and one of the companies that I'm looking to apply for operate in 170 different countries.
The North East region has a vision of where it sees growth coming. Things like chemicals and processing industries, which are well established in the North East anyway, the health and healthcare sectors, but increasingly I think new business startups are seen as a significant way forward for the North East region.
Mess Footwork is a custom footwear company that allows people to design their own shoes online. I started about 18 months ago when I came up with an idea for my girlfriend's birthday present, and from there I bought 600 pairs of shoes from China, a sewing machine, and had a website made, and I started taking orders. And from there, it's just grown from an idea into an actual business where we've got our own manufacturing facility and distribution outlets. I employ 3 people, and it's tough paying wages, but it's good. I don't really pay myself, but I invest everything that I would earn into the business. I've met a lot of entrepreneurs in the North East, a lot of young entrepreneurs, and their energy and enthusiasm for their businesses and doing business and giving people employment, growing the economy is great. And I feel the same. That's what I really want to do.
Well, Complement Genomics is a genetic testing business, so we offer services both to academics, the industry and private individuals for paternity testing. We were just 2 scientists who wanted to get out and start our own business. The innovation in a small company is absolutely essential to its survival, and so we're hoping to develop new products, therefore we can offer new services and exploit the intellectual property that we generate from this research. But at the end of the day, the product we generate is data, so it's transferred electronically anyway, so geography is no longer an issue. You know, our market is global.
When I started the business, first year's turnover was about £50,000. Last year we did 149 million. So you can see that the growth has been substantial. We bring in from low-cost economies and we do all the intellectual, high-value stuff in the northeast of England, and then we ship out to other places around the world. So all the design capability, all the what I would call the value of our business is maintained in the northeast. The opportunities for so-called green businesses or green industry is just absolutely phenomenal. In the future, return on investment for green industry is going to far outpace the return on investment for conventional industries.
The overall energy demand is a huge issue globally. What NAREC is doing here in the northeast and in conjunction with the rest of the UK is developing the technologies and exploiting the resource to have a clean provision of power longer term. The expertise we had in the shipyards, heavy engineering, power generation makes the North East the perfect place for renewable energy development, testing and manufacturing. And we have the right sort of graduates coming out of the regional academic base, and we're fortunate to be blessed with that resource pool in the region. Whilst we work with some of the biggest corporations in the world who are our clients, we offer the SME community and a lot of supply chain organisations in the North East an extensive amount of specialist business support, both in helping them develop technology, putting together business plans, acquiring finance, just helping the general supply chain grow. The decline of the primary industries, particularly on the rivers, has left somewhat of a vacuum in the North East economy. The development and delivery of renewable energy manufacturing presents a major renaissance in the next generation of industrial development.